Here we go. We're off. This is it. This is episode 401. That's 401, Dan St.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes, this is
a lot of episodes.
Yes, No Laugh Track Podcast.
Who was your big 400 episode?
That was last week with Joe Larson.
Did you guys have like a cake?
There was a slice of cake.
There was a slice of cake.
Yeah, there was a slice
episodes.
of cake.
That's a lot.
Yes, thank you. There was a slice of cake. Yeah, I thought you were going to say balloons, and I was going to lie and say, "Oh yeah, there were tons of balloons."
Yeah.
But yes, there was cake.
Let's not go nuts.
I'll get carried away. So this is it, 401 with Dan St. Germain. It is a Thursday afternoon. You did one show.
I did
this week.
Yeah, it was. They were nice. They were fun. I'm just getting back into it. So and I have Lyme disease. So those things together are I'm just sweating a lot, and it looks like I'm having nervous breakdowns. But just something a tick gave me. But yeah, that's about it. No, it was fun. It's good to be back.
Man, how different have things looked in the last year for you versus what they were gonna be?
Well, like the beginning of 2019 looked really good for me. Like I was working on a show, and we had just me and Germain Fowler, who he's a comedian who's done this room, right?
Has he? I don't know. He hasn't done the podcast.
Oh,
but I definitely know who he is.
He's
great.
Doing the club, yeah.
Yeah.
But we sold a script. We were working on that, and then the pandemic happened, and then I was just really like nothing for a year. My mother-in-law lived with me for 2 months, and luckily I've been working on stuff, but it's a very bizarre time, obviously.
So you're not the first person that's been on here and has had to shack up with extended family during quarantine.
Oh my God, yeah, it's
that was your choice, right?
Yeah, it was my choice. Well, it kind of was my choice, but it was. We got through it.
Yeah, where was that?
I don't think it should happen again, but we got through it.
Fair enough.
In the Berkshires in Massachusetts.
Okay.
So, and then we're gonna go in like 6 weeks. We're gonna go to Arizona. I mean, not Arizona, New Mexico for a couple months. So.
Oh, nice.
We'll see what happens there.
Work scheduled there?
Not really. I mean, like we were gonna go to L.A. and I'm like, why don't we just go to New Mexico first? Just so we don't have to be in L.A. because L.A.'s kind of Mad Max right now.
Yeah.
But I think we're going to go to New Mexico. Now we may not even go to L.A. We may go back to New York. I have no idea, man. It's like it's very up in the air,
Yeah. So
yeah.
Before we started recording, you asked if shows have ever been canceled here because of snow.
Yeah.
And no, they haven't been.
Never.
But we do have some crazy cold weather coming in this weekend. That's not going to cancel anything either.
Oh, fuck.
The shows go on.
I think I'm going to have to, wear three I don't think I dressed appropriately for this at all.
I was telling these guys I got a weekend. Going to go hang out with some guys this weekend and go ice fishing. We picked this weekend 2 months ago with no idea of how this weather's going to be.
But you're still going to go ice fishing.
Well, people are backing out every few hours, so I don't know. It's already been cut in half. We may end up at a casino and a hotel for one night.
I think it seems like that's the way to go.
Yeah, so I'm not sure, but. Here's something I want your opinion on this. I've seen this twice in the last 3 days, and I wonder if this is in our...
What casino?
This was near Brainerd, Minnesota, which is about 3 hours
I have a timeshare there.
West of here. Oh, yeah. We'll give me the code, man.
Yeah, you got it.
So there's a Grand Casino there. That, it's about an hour away from where we'd be staying. But in any case, in the last couple of days, I've seen this a few times, and I wonder if it's in our future as white males, because that's the thing these guys have in common.
Are we about to get canceled? I feel like this is the beginning of something I'm going to have
When's the last time you were caught saying that? No. No. Old white guys. I'm guessing both of these guys I saw were probably in their 60s. One was today, shoveling, and the other one was walking his dog a few days ago in shorts. It's 22 degrees right now. What is that a person? I want
the
your
shoveling. You got to do it, but the shorts. I don't know. Some guys just don't get cold in their legs, I guess.
Do you think these are the guys? They've been lifelong year-round shorts wearers.
Or
you think so?
I mean, it's a real lazy guy's move. I'm not even going to deal with the possibility of putting on a new pair of pants. I'd rather freeze my balls off. It's a real lazy move.
I have a 14-year-old daughter, and I see her on like pick her up from her mom's house on Tuesday, and she's wearing shorts. I'm like, well, I expect this. I don't agree with it, but I expect it. But then you see these guys that are significantly older. Like, what? Huh?
Where's your daughter's 14?
Yeah.
And you're co-parent with the wife?
With ex-wife, yeah.
Ex-wife?
Yeah.
All right. Congrats. How's
Two
that?
two daughters with her.
How's that?
It's as good as it can be. You're asking me it is February of 2021. It's as good as it can be. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you guys get along?
We're best. No.
It's a working relationship.
I can't when you ask it, there's no issue that pops into my mind.
There we go.
So as good as it can be, I guess. Good. Yeah. And
now you're remarried.
I am.
Congratulations.
I am, yeah. And another baby.
So you have 3 kids.
I do.
Wow.
3 daughters. So that's the thing, Dan, is when a weekend with the guys gets scheduled, I'm like, bad weather can't freaking get in the way from this. I have a wife.
Why
I
don't
have
you
an
guys
ex-wife.
just go to
I have 3 daughters.
Just go to a hotel.
Well, yeah, it may end up being
think
that, but
that's
I need to get away.
I know. Go to the casino.
Yeah.
Just go to the casino for the weekend.
So,
Make it stay indoors the whole fucking weekend.
Yeah. So something's happening. My point is there's no freaking.
Just
there's no way it's getting canceled.
A couple guys just go to the casino.
Yeah.
Set a limit, $100 or something, and
maybe a little lower.
Yeah. And get fucking hammered.
I love that idea. So you asked what the podcast was going to be about because you probably don't remember when we did this.
I do remember. No, when somebody brought it
ago.
up last night. I remembered it. It was me and Carmen Lynch, and I was trying to find her name, and we had combined our names, so it was hard to find it. It was like Carmen Germain or something. I forget what it is. But yeah,
I look back because I still had a little something in my email from then.
Really?
It was July of 2013.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
it was a very different scene here. It was during the summer, I believe.
Yeah. It was confirmed. July was in the summer.
I remember that weekend. The thing I remember most about that weekend was I saw the cutest dog I think I've ever seen in my life, and it was like right outside.
Interesting.
And that was pretty great. It was. That's. I don't really remember the sets, but I remember the dog.
Sure.
The sets were okay. The dog was great.
So I look back, and like I said, I looked at my notes, and I had copy and pasted. Your bio,
is like a time capsule.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh
so this was a copy and paste of your bio from 2013, and it blah blah blah, kicking Dan out on my damn channel.
I did that.
My Dumb Friends, co-hosted by Sean Donnelly.
Yeah.
That's done now.
He does the other club in town. The House of Comedy. Isn't it?
At the mall.
But you guys should book him here. He's hilarious.
I agree. He is hilarious. But there's one thing in here that stands out I want to ask you about, especially because it's Super Bowl week.
You were Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant. It's like there's something like really damning. You were Kevin Spacey's cleanup guy? What does that mean?
you were says here you were a recruiter for No. Is this
for NXIVM?
What is this?
Did you see that? I just saw the NXIVM because I'm doing a cult thing with this writer Zach Bornstein, who's like he's an SNL writer. He's a really funny guy. But
what are you doing?
We developed this cult thing, and we're like kind of shopping it around right now. But yeah, it's kind of bizarre. Like that NXIVM process was. I watched that. Did you see the documentary series yet? Like I got done with it, and I'm like, yeah, we've all done a creepy acting class. You know what I mean? Because there's like. It's pretty bad, but there's like another cult that I like listened to at the same time, which is the Alamo cult in Texas.
Yeah.
And those guys are like hardcore, real bad stuff, really bad stuff. So it's kind of funny, like going to the HBO one, and you're like, oh man, the indie cult that I know is so much better than the mainstream bullshit cults you guys like.
Underground. I used to stick to the underground ones. No doubt. So the thing in the bio here, a Super Bowl commercial with Howard Stern.
I did that, yeah.
What was that?
Before I got here. I got shot with a fire hose off a stage. Well, it was when he was doing America's Got Talent. So it was a promo for that.
Okay.
And
Were you on that show? No.
No. I just did the promo, and it was like I was supposed to be like a bad like singer, so I sang like moves like Jagger. So now that pisses me off even more. So they spent a lot of money for that, and then Stern shot me with a fire hose, but it was a really cold shoot day. So it was like I was shivering between takes, and the guy that they got to be my stunt double was in worse shape than me and older than me. So like I ended up doing my stunts, and I rolled my ankle. So yeah, and then I got paid absolute garbage because it was promo for a network. So like Super Bowl commercials, it's like I get you're making at least like like most Super Bowl commercials, you're making at least like $10,000, right? If not like way up like 30 or 40. And if you're famous, who the fuck knows?
Right.
But like because I was doing it for the network, it was $500, which is insane. And they gave me an extra $1,000 because I fucked my leg up. Like that was supposed to be. I got the hazard pay that the other guy was supposed to get.
No kidding.
Yeah. I could really use that $30,000 now. By the
way, how much pain are you willing to go through for $30,000?
Oh, a decent amount. Nothing life. Definitely a couple punches in the face for sure.
So I'm guessing. So it was a promo. So the Super Bowl must have been on NBC that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it was on NBC. It was the second time the Giants won. I'm a huge Giants fan, so that was a plus. But yeah, more people saw that than anything else I've ever done, I think. Whether or not they knew that was me, I don't know. But for sure, more people saw that than anything else.
How many times did it air? Do you know? Just once?
I think a couple times. And it was probably aired that time, and then it aired a couple times that week before the premiere. It was like one of those build-up to the premiere shows. So as soon as actually Howard was on the show, they really didn't have much use for the commercial anymore.
Yeah,
because his whole character before he went on that show was like, the bad boy, and then when he got on the show, he was actually really nicer, so I don't think that they really even wanted to use that.
Oh, yeah. His whole persona is completely changed, really.
It's completely changed, yeah for sure.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
A nice guy, though. Him and his manager.
I would love to meet him someday. Absolutely love to meet him someday. You have a podcast.
I do. I have a wrestling one now. I've had, since that podcast, I did one with Nikki Glazer, who's probably done this club a shitload, for Not Safe, her show. And then I did.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was the co-host for that for we did about a year's worth of episodes.
Oh, no kidding.
And then maybe a little less than that. A couple months less than that. And now I'm doing a wrestling podcast with Mike Lawrence, who's really funny. Has he ever done it here or no?
I don't think so. He's great, though. I'm a fan.
And Scott Chaplin is hilarious. And then Robert Karpelis, who was a former writer at WWE. He's a lawyer now, but he's got a really funny wrestling Twitter account that a ton of people. It's called WWE Creative-ish. If you guys check it out. It's hilarious.
I looked at it a little bit, and I've listened to a couple episomes.
Oh, are you a wrestling fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's my level of wrestling fandom.
It's hard if you're not this show is definitely not for casual fans.
No. No. You dig deep on some stuff. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. And then you're the expert. I forgot his name, but you said
Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
His insight is so good. I love that stuff. I absolutely love that stuff.
Yeah.
But my level of fandom is if I'm sitting in front of the TV and I know that it's on a channel and my wife isn't looking, I'll turn it on. On Monday nights, I pretty much, if I'm at home, I will check. And if there's a match,
to see if it's going on. It's been real. Raw's been a little bit of a slog to get through, but SmackDown's been good lately.
I was searching to see if there were some big stories right now in wrestling. And that was one of the critiques. They're soft. WWE is their storylines are soft. That's what I saw somewhere.
Whose critique?
I don't remember. But then they had Arn Anderson defending it.
Defending WWE?
Yeah.
That their storylines are soft?
Yeah.
Well, that's because he's playing for the other team.
Oh.
I don't know how hardcore they want to get. It's always a bizarre. Once you get, there really is a jump the shark moment in wrestling, and sometimes that involves an actual shark, like the fun. But I do think that, once you start, there was a promotion called Lucha Underground, and then they were, killing characters, and, they kind of, all right, now we jumped the shark. It's over. There's, it's gotten too crazy. I can deal with guys, fake hitting each other, but I can't deal with, some guy, actually shooting another character, even though I watch Breaking Bad or something.
Yeah, I I agree. That does bring back memories of people being, like buried alive and crap
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The I saw that Shaquille O'Neal is somehow involved in wrestling. Again.
Yeah,
Is
he's.
that a good- is
We're
that-
talking. Well,
is that a
today
good
we're talking
storyline?
with. No,
No?
it's not very good.
It's not.
I mean, the problem with Shaq is really good at this is just my opinion too, but
Yeah.
Shaq is really good. He was really good at when at WrestleMania 32 and it was a battle royal and he was in and there was a stare down with Big Show. And that was great because it was like a big spectacle thing and you want to see the big guy go against the big guy.
Yeah.
For this program, they're having him go against Cody Rhodes, which is a weird fit, and the hook was going to be there was this new girl, Jade Cargill, who is an unbelievable physical specimen. I've never seen somebody look that beautiful but still built like a bodybuilder. Like
Sure.
I've never seen that before in my life. And Shaq versus Cody, and it was supposed to be his wife Brandy, and now I think
Somebody's pregnant, right?
she's pregnant, so they're doing Red Velvet, and it kind of feels weird because they kind of like just slotted another girl who has a similar look to Brandy, and they're just having which I always am like, well, what's the storyline reason for this? But look, I mean, they want eyeballs on the product. I just don't know if a Shaq in his mid-40s who can get around, who questionably can get around, and I know that one of the reasons the WWE always had could never book a match with him is that he could never, he just didn't take training seriously. He's one of the best basketball players of all time, and he didn't take basketball
I know.
training seriously.
Practice a free throw sometime.
Yeah, exactly. So he's not going to do that for something he's not good at.
Right.
Yeah. So I have a feeling that he's going to be in trouble. It's going to be kind of wrestle crap in a month. But look, I mean, they probably got him for pennies on the dollar because of the TNT relationship.
Oh, of course.
So. If they didn't
$500 probably.
yeah,
According to
maybe a little more than that, but hopefully he's worth the investment because we're gonna promo for my podcast.
Yeah.
We're having Lance Storm on today, and we're gonna be talking about like a celebrity's place in wrestling.
Awesome.
So it'll be interesting to see from his perspective what because I have my opinions on which angles work and which don't.
Yeah.
And WWE is for so far has shown that I think that they're better at it than AEW, but AEW is a pretty young company.
Yeah. So, did you grow up in an area where they toured and you could go to live shows?
Yeah, I grew up. I mean, I grew up in North Jersey, but Stamford was 45 minutes away. So,
Did you go to shows?
oh yeah. I mean, I miss going to I miss going to shows. I miss going to concerts. But mostly shows for sure. I think about it last year. I had tickets to a Giants game that I ended up skipping because I didn't feel I was sick and I had to go do the roast of Tony Schiavone the next day, so I skipped it. And I really regret it now because I'm like, God, when's the last? I guess next year we'll be able to go back to football games.
Yeah. At some point.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're having fans at the Super Bowl, but it's I don't know, $15,000 or something. Or
Is it 15? Oh, Jesus.
So I on my 12th birthday went to. It was
They're
my
having what capacity are they going to fill the stadium?
like a quarter, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah. My 12th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I a month or two before.
How old are you?
I'm the same age as Rey Mysterio, I found out. Rey Mysterio Jr. and I are the
44?
same age, 46.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I gave you 2 years.
Yeah, thank you.
He's
And-
on. He's on the good shit. Whatever HGH he's on, it's real good. Because I mean, he's just like a little stocky man,
Well, and that mask, it kept him out of the sun.
It did. It did.
But
our co-host Robert, what is this? Have you seen his wife on the show? His wife
no.
looks so much like the Cholula hot sauce lady. like even in how she stands,
No,
it's like the
come on.
statuesque, proud hot sauce lady stance.
That's fantastic. What was I saying? So a month or so before my 12th birthday, my grandma asked me what I wanted. I was greedy, and I said, I want 20 things. So we get to my birthday, and she gives me this box. I open it up, and it has all these little, erasers and pencils and crap. I'm like completely disappointed. I'm like, what? She goes, no, honey, count them. You said you wanted 20 things. I'm like fighting back tears. I'm like, I believe you, Grandma. I'm sure there's 20 things. No. And she's like, just count them. You should count them. And I'm like, no. Finally, I frickin' count them. There's 19. The 20th item was tickets for me and like 5 of my family members to go to the wrestling match that night.
Oh, my God, that's awesome.
That night.
What was the main event?
It was an AWA wrestling.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So you guys, I mean, at that point, I mean, who was Martel top of the company then? Who was the...
If you're talking about Sherry Martel?
No, I'm talking about Rick the Model Martel.
No,
Who was
but
the
Sherry
champ at the
Martel
time?
was part of one of the matches.
What's his name? Let me see if I can think about this. Who was the guy that Bobby Heenan used to manage before he came to WWF? Nick Bockwinkel. Was it Nick Bockwinkel?
I'm going to read some of
I want to see the card. I want to hear the card.
I'm going to read some of the matches. Some of the card.
Okay.
Yes, we'll use the correct word. The card. AWA champion Nick Bockwinkel.
There we go. I was right.
Defeated. I'll give you the initials. LZ.
LZ. This is a fun game.
Larry
Zbyszko. Living legend, Larry Zbyszko.
The Midnight Rockers.
The Midnight Rockers?
Yes.
So was that the Rockers, but just with Midnight in front of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
When they went to WWF.
They just get the Rockers. They got rid of the because there was that point where everyone was just like, yes. Midnight Rockers. Yeah, I can't believe I know all this shit. This is so
I love it. I knew you would. They beat somebody with names I don't know, but they had the people they beat. Buddy Rose and Doug Sommers?
I don't know Doug Sommers. I know Buddy Rose.
And they had Sherry Martel in their corner.
Sherry's great.
Yeah. There was a stepladder match.
There's a stepladder?
Stepladder match.
What is this? What does that mean? Like a little? Wait.
I'm thinking that doesn't a stepladder match mean that there's like
it's like the belt's waist high. That's what it means.
There's 8 foot.
You don't really a stepladder match. You barely need. It's like that's hilarious. They should do that for like the 205 Live. Just have a stepladder match.
Step stool
match.
So that featured Jerry Blackwell.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and Colonel De Beers. Which is a fantastic name. Kurt Hennig defeated Boris Zukov.
That was when Kurt was like ultra babyface AWA, way before Mr. Perfect.
Yes, way before.
Was that before the Scott Hall team too? Right, it was before the Scott Hall team.
Oh, probably yeah. Then let's see, Super Ninja defeated Steve Olsenowski.
It's a very AWA gimmick where it's like, all right, just give some random skinny white guy a gi and have him go out there. And
yes. 100%. Remember Mr. Saito? As far as characters go. Anyway, then I got one more match I'm going to tell you about that's going to lead to something. But this also has the reported attendance of that day. And I could have, if you would have asked me, I would have said there was 20,000 people. 4,000.
4,000?
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't, AWA ran shows, but they didn't. That's the thing where it's like a lot of people brought up, they always bring up like Vince running people out of business, but I'm like, a lot of these places, I don't think would have lasted. A lot of these places, it's like,
oh yeah,
it was like run by the guy who was too fat to wrestle anymore, and
100%. Yeah, or way too old, or something like that. Yeah. So the match that I remember the best that I saw that day was some guy named John Paul Demon. And he was a tag team partner with a guy. I ran down when they announced who was coming out. I remember running down to the aisle and reaching out and touching this guy's polyester vest and just like, oh my God, I touched him.
Who was it?
Rock and Roll Buck Zumhoff. And do you know what happened to him?
Why, was he murdered?
No. Eugene Otto Zumhoff of Cyrus, Minnesota, received a total of 310 months in prison after being found guilty on 2 first-degree and 2 third-degree counts of criminal sexual conduct.
What, kids?
About 5 years ago, yeah.
Kids, right?
Yeah.
Because how many years is that? Whether the rest of us,
it ended up being like if you skip down, it's like 30 years.
Right.
So he's going to do 30 years. He's going to be out maybe in 11 more years or something like that.
Yeah, but that's a wrestling success story, folks.
But listen, still alive. Huh?
Well, yeah, those AWA guys didn't take a lot of bumps. They did not take a lot of bumps. They really friendly to the kids, though. Really.
Come on down.
You're like, oh, I touched this polyester. Cut the guy like he's just like standing in front of you, wanting you to pet him.
Yeah, right here.
Right here. He wasn't even wrestling that night. It was your uncle.
Yeah, he did give me a ride home afterwards. That was weird. His one of his claims to fame, he came to the ring with a this is a sign of the times, a boombox. He entered the ring with a boombox.
Who is this? The pedophile?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What was he playing? Jackson 5? So stupid.
What else should we talk about? We don't have a ton of time left here. Let's talk about quickly that you got 5 more shows here.
I have 5 more shows.
If people listen to this today when it gets posted, there's a show Thursday night to Friday to Saturday.
Yeah, come on out.
People should definitely come out and see you. Mo is working. He's the MC, and Miss Shannon, I was told, is doing
very
feature.
nice. They did
really funny comedians. Did you see? We don't always talk about celebrity deaths on this podcast. It's not necessarily comedy, but
Larry King?
Yeah, tell me your thought. No, I read this one this morning, and I still don't know how to feel. Prince's dove.
Prince's dove?
Prince's dove.
The dove lasted longer than Prince?
The dove lasted way longer than Prince.
Wait a minute. Like, how old is I thought doves don't. Well, I guess birds. My dad has a parrot that's still around. How long do doves live?
I have it here.
Dude, I was here the last time I played Minneapolis. I did the Sisyphus Brewery.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a fun show. But it was the night Prince died. It was the night after Prince died, and it was fucking wild. You know?
No kidding.
Yeah, just seeing everybody, like just tons of people in the streets for the death of a musician. I'm like, oh, I guess this is like when John Lennon died or something like that.
Yeah.
This is like similar to that.
Yeah, I've never experienced anything like that before or since then. It had a name. The dove had a name.
What was the name?
Divinity.
Of course. I mean, it would be weirder if it was Carl. If Prince named him Carl or something.
Dearly beloved, me and Carl.
Mm-hmm.
Divinity was one of 2 original doves. I got to read
What happened to the other dove?
It is also
The other dove was doing 30 years for molesting a baby chick at an AWA show.
Divinity, I love how they wrote this article. Divinity, one of 2 original doves, it died peacefully on Tuesday. It literally says it died peacefully, Dan.
Surrounded by
Friends
friends and family.
and family. They set out a couple little eggs. The average lifespan of a pet dove is...
I'm going to go 30 years?
No, this one lived to 28. The average lifespan of a pet dove is 12 to 15 years.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I don't know what they were feeding that thing. Divinity resided in a cage on the mezzanine in the atrium, the first stop on tours of Paisley Park. Her male companion died in January 2017, so she held on alone as a widow.
Yeah.
Widower.
Doves usually go right after their lover goes. So. Dude, doves, they don't mate for life, right?
Is that the bird? There is a bird.
There is a bird.
Penguins, my wife says.
Penguins made for life.
Yeah, penguins. And by the way, the male in this couple was named Majesty. So, Majesty and Divinity. You know what I should have done? I should have told you someone's dove died, and it was named, and had you guess whose it was. Of course you would have.
There's no way I wouldn't have said Prince. Well, I would have been confused because I was like, well, Prince is dead. So maybe it's like Lady Gaga or something. And I didn't realize there was like a trust set up for Prince's dove. I had no idea.
I need to give you a few more details of this. Let's see. When Prince died in 2016, the doves reportedly stopped cooing.
Oh, that's fucking bullshit. Whoever did that is fucking. That's horse shit. I mean,
you know that once they started. Here's what I just figured it out. Once they started doing the tours of Paisley Park, the person who all right, this is where we're gonna show people. They put that in the script. Let's fucking.
Well, or they just noticed they're like, oh, he's not cooing. It's probably because Prince is dead, not realizing that the thing hadn't fucking cooed for 10 years or whatever.
Well,
because its spirit was broken because it was stuck in a cage.
You would think that that's it. Paisley, when the Prince died, the doves reportedly stopped cooing after Paisley's staffers started piping in his music. The doves became vocal again.
Really?
That's what it says.
All right. Sure. I feel like that's the end of Big Hero or something.
Yeah, right. I don't know if you've had pets throughout your life, but clearly I haven't had
I
a
have
dove.
3 dogs right now.
Three
we have
dogs
3
right
dogs.
now.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like we have one dog, Goldie, who's the sweetest fucking thing in the world, and we just got her. And then we have an older senior dog, who I don't even know if she knows who we are. I was talking about it last night. She just kind of reminds me of like somebody who was like a roadie for the Allman Brothers for 30 years.
What?
She doesn't know where she's going. She just kind of like walks into different wall. Like I'm just expecting one day to come home, the place is completely robbed, and there's a note from her being like, "Hey, if you're in Reno, don't be a stranger."
It was the best of times. Miss you.
She was great. And then we have another little Mushu, little Maltipoo, who is like, I don't know, he's got a lot of attitude. He kind of reminds me of the prince that wasn't allowed to be gay in Braveheart. He has that that anger of a man forced to be in the closet. He's very bossy. I say that too because he humps me all the time. He fucks my arm relentlessly.
That could be your fault.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. No, I don't.
Interesting conversation. I feel like it's like the Aziz night and then the me and the dog night. It's at this point, it's happened so many times it is consensual.
You see it coming. You just lay back. Just do it.
I do sometimes. I just give him my arm and I'm like, get it over with.
Get it over with, so I can watch TV alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the rest of 2021 looking like for you?
Dude, this is fucking it. I mean, I don't have another gig after this. So, hopefully this goes well this weekend and more stuff opens up. But, yeah, I mean, I have confidence that in, the fall things are going to start to turn around.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I did this gig, but I had, because I'm a hospice volunteer. So I did this gig, but I had a chance to get the vaccine yesterday, and
what?
There was part of me that was like, should I just fucking bail on this just to get the vaccine?
What?
I still am debating it. If I get sick this weekend, I'm really gonna be bummed out.
Right.
I'm really not. If I die of COVID, it's gonna be a real bummer. Even more so than it would normally would have been.
Once they dig deep, a little bit deeper in their backstory.
Once they listen to this Acme podcast.
Holy crap. Which state were you going to?
Massachusetts.
In Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I saw that you posted about a couple weeks ago about New Jersey and the frickin' smokers.
Oh, yeah, that was hilarious.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's a very Jersey scumbag thing to do.
Yeah. Well, do it to yourself and hop in line. Man, my parents, I would like to have them get the shot as soon as possible so they can start coming over more often.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say, I talked to.
Did they want to get the shot?
Yes.
My dad is pumped. Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
He can't wait.
And I brought it up to him. I'm like, I talked to my mom last weekend and I said, "Did you sign up yet?" And she said she hadn't tried. I said, I have to know when you see that O.J. Simpson got the shot already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how do you feel? And she was she goes, well, I think he's older than me and your dad. I'm like, but he fucking killed, you haven't killed anyone.
She's like, we don't know that.
She's like, oh
the
my
killer's
God.
still out there. He's still funding the search. Remember that? He for a couple years, he would hold on to that. He'd be like, oh, I'm still looking for the murderer.
Yeah.
He'd be golfing while he would say it.
Right. Step aside, please.
Yeah, he's out there.
Could be at the next hole. I don't know. That's why I'm here. I love it. Let's see. So, social media. Let's finish with that. How are you using social media these days?
I like
where
Instagram.
can people follow you?
Instagram. I want to get to 10,000 Instagram followers this year. That's my big goal.
How are you doing that?
What?
How are you going to do that?
I don't know. Maybe sell pictures of my butthole. I have no idea. I'm I guess I'm 9,000 now. I'm on Twitter, but I usually use that for promo just because every time I open Twitter, there's just something that makes me furious. And I also I have a big resentment about working for free. So like just giving free content out.
Okay.
Although I do that with Instagram, I guess a lot. But like with the Instagram, it's different because it's like there's bits on Instagram that will only work on Instagram. You can't do it on stage. You know, opposed to Twitter where it's like, oh, well, this tweet I could actually expand this out and make it a longer bit or whatever. You know.
Yeah. Facebook is your favorite?
Facebook, I have a dummy account. I got rid of my personal account.
Oh, really?
Which somebody a
Good
couple
for you.
weeks ago, I do that just to book, and then I had somebody I knew in college who was like, we were friends. We weren't that close, but we were friends, you know, like we'd hang out. And he got like really pissed at me because he thought that I had like unfriended him. He's like, oh, you think you're a big deal, Mr. Comedian Man? And I'm like, no, man. First off, like, you can clearly look at my bio. I'm not a big deal. Second off, you know, it's I stay away from Facebook too. It's like, you know, I can't too because you know even there are things that politically that would just drive me insane if I went on Facebook right now. And you know, like, because it's like, what are the two sides I'm going to see? I'm going to see some very conservative family members talk, like, probably posting fake news, right? And then I'm going to see like really woke comics who are also completely disconnected to reality. So like both I'm essentially just going into you know, avatar worlds when I go on Facebook. It's not real. Nothing's real.
Yeah, no. I that's not a bad plan. I took a pause last summer and I'm back again. I thought it'd be longer.
Instagram, it's like clips of like the NBA finals and girls' asses and stuff, and you know, it's fine.
Hey, one more thing.
Girls' asses, by that I mean my wife's ass that's on Instagram. Thank you.
Everything else blocked immediately.
I am not looking. I am not connected to Barstool.
No, and that algorithm.
Sports Quarterly.
Boy, why does this algorithm keep? They don't know me. You don't know me. This is bullshit. Block, 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 block. Whoa. I found out one more thing. I found out I'm not on TikTok. I don't have an account. I don't look at it. My wife does. Mm-hmm. Did you know that if you spend too much time on there, it pops up videos telling you to take a break?
Really?
Did you know that, Brandon? Yes. And
yeah,
I brought it
like the person that needs that like takes a break and then they just go on another. They're like, all right, trying to check on it on Zeus.
Well, I can tell you what I brought it up to my 14-year-old daughter because she is on there, and I go, so have you? I said, Ashley told me about this. The video pops up when you've been on too long. She goes, oh yeah, I blocked that account, so they don't show up anymore. So there's a tip for everybody for my 14-year-old if you don't want the reminder if you're spending way too much time.
I feel like
on TikTok.
my everyone's like social media so bad. I feel like we should do the opposite. We should just all become part of the singularity. You know, let's just all upload ourselves to some new social media site, just strip away our identity, just an orgy of ideas, no identity, be terrific.
My thing is going to be I'm just going to post pictures of places I poop. How about that? Is anybody doing that?
Yeah, crazy people. Can you get flagged for posting your shit? Is that probably right? I bet it is a funny thing. It is a funny. Like I used to think and it's wrong and it's hypocritical, but it's so funny to me that like I could probably get away with posting a picture of my shit more than like somebody breastfeeding. And like I just think it's hilarious that somebody would be like, this guy is posting shit and I can't feed my child, you know.
But it's natural. Which one are you talking about?
Which one are you talking about? Either way, it involves dairy. All right, what's in on that? You're not going to get much better than that joke.
You read my mind. We're going to end there. Thank you very much, Dan.
Yeah, check out my podcast, Total F and Marks, and check out the show this weekend.
Boom. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, man.